right, today we're making pesto. Farmer's market time is here, and this is a really good time to stock up on some fresh things and put them in the freezer so that in the middle of the winter we can remember those good days. So we got 3 bunches of this basil. These are beautiful bunches. It comes in a variety of different sizes depending on the farmer you get it from. And what I'm really trying to do is just fill the bowl of the food processor with basil leaves. So out of our 3 bunches, we're going to get 2 batches of pesto. So this is just a bowl full of basil leaves, into which we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of pine nuts. And since we're making 2 batches today, I'm going to make one with pine nuts and one with mac nuts. And we'll see if we can tell the difference. So pine nuts in, pulse a little bit. There we go. Now, garlic. This will be to your taste. I like my pesto with a lot of garlic, so I'm gonna. I've got enough here for 2 batches, so we're just going to use half of it in this one. But you know, use however much garlic you're comfortable with. And salt. I like my pesto to have some salt. Now I should say that you can use any kind of leaves for pesto. It doesn't have to be basil. I'm making just a very traditional Italian style pesto, but you could use anything. Cilantro, parsley. We've mixed it with basil before. We've used entirely cilantro before. So now we have the garlic all chopped up and the pine nuts are all chopped up. Everything's mixed together in there. We are going to add a 1/2 cup of oil, and we're going to do this while the blender is running so that the oil emulsifies as it goes in. So we slowly pour it in with the food processor going. And this is the same principle as mayonnaise or aioli, where if you're agitating the oil when it goes in, it mixes and solidifies a little bit, emulsifies. It gives you that creamy, sauce-like quality. So now I'm going to scrape down the side here. Looks like we even have a whole leaf as an outlier. Just scrape it all down so it all gets included and chopped up. We'll see what that whole leaf does. But getting there. And while we're here, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of Parmesan. Now Parmesan, you can get it in a variety of shapes and sizes. You can get it shredded, you can get it flaked. This is a grated Parmesan, which I think tends to give a little smoother end product. So again, you know, chunky pesto is not bad at all, but this is going to be a pretty smooth sauce. And we're going to use this, put it on noodles, put it on fish, you can spread it on toast. It's just a versatile thing. Now at this point, we have pesto done. What's missing here is any sort of acid. And you can add acid to your pesto if you'd like, but generally speaking, we like to add it to the finished dish, to whatever we're using the pesto with. But a little bit of lemon juice at this point wouldn't be out of the question. Just certainly, at some point you'd like to have acid when you're using this. Okay, so here's our first batch of pesto. This is how much it made. We will probably put this in about a pint-sized container, or maybe a cup, 1 cup container to freeze because that's just about the right amount for a nice meal. Let's see. Yep, that's good. Springing with basil flavor, and the garlic is in there. It's I kind of prefer mine with a little more garlic than I put in here, and because I like it to be a little spicy and have a little bite. But this was good. This is a great pesto. All right, so we're ready for our second batch, and I've got some mac nuts here. I ground them up. These were whole, dried, unsalted mac nuts from South Kona in Hawaii. When my friend Mike Craig owned Rooster Farms, we used to get the Kama-Aina rate on a big 5-pound bag of these things that we'd bring back every time. It would last us until the next trip over. Now we got to hunt around for them a little more, but we still find them and bring them back. So they're not roasted, they're dried. And so in they go, and these should have a little more fat content than the pine nuts. So that might be one difference that we're going to see in this product. There we go. That all mooked up together good. And then we're going to put in our garlic. And I'm just using the same amount as I had planned, so we'll see how garlicky this batch is. Mix all that up. I'm going to scrape down the sides here. And then we're ready for the oil. Nice slow pour. Good. Give it a chance to emulsify. There's a half cup of oil again. Looks like I need to scrape this down again. And while we're here, put in a half cup of grated Parmesan. And there you have it, basil mac nut pesto. So here we have our 2 batches of pesto. You can see that due to the inaccuracy of just stuffing the bowl full of leaves, we have different quantities, we have different colors. This is the basil pine nut, and this is the basil mac nut. And let's see if there's a discernible, okay. I can definitely tell that this is mac nuts. There's just a richer quality to the nut, and it didn't grind up quite as fine, so there's a little bit of more of a chunk to it. Absolutely delicious, both of them. Thank you. We're gonna put this in probably 1 cup containers, because that's just right for making a pesto meal for 2 people, and it's about the right amount to coat a chicken breast. And we're going to put them in the freezer, and in the middle of the winter, we can remember the good days. Thank you for watching 2 Cooks in the Kitchen, and we'll see you next time.